Hi, and welcome to Protein Matters, a podcast for young adults. We invite experts in various fields to talk about their journey and give useful insight. I am Shreyasi Shadri, your host. Today, I have the pleasure of inviting Ms. Malini Parmar, the founder of StoneSoup.in. She has taken initiatives in various campaigns like the 2 Bin 1 Bag campaign, SWMRT, Bangalore Eco Team, etc. An alumni of IIM Kolkata and Delhi College of Engineering. She has global IT work experience spanning 25 countries and 17 years. She has also held CXO roles in IT and BPO companies. She is passionate about sustainability and has taken several steps in that direction. A pioneer in the field of healthy and sustainable menstrual practices, she helps spread awareness about menstruation among girls and young women. Ma'am, thank you so much for your time today. I was reading about your initiative StoneSoup.in and I found the name very fascinating. Can you give us the context for that?
Yeah, sure. So one of the nice things, like you mentioned, I'm an engineer, and we tend to be very boring. But thanks to volunteering in my neighborhood, there was a filmmaker who recommended that names should never be flat and they should have a stories. So we really loved the Stone Soup story. It's about village. When the olden times people were traveling, they would stop at a village and ask people for food. And as they went around, they literally found people didn't have anything to eat. Somebody said, I just have few beans. Somebody said cauliflower. Somebody didn't even have any vegetables and just some coriander. Somebody just had salt. And they took the nice stones from the river flowing nearby, put it in the biggest pot. So as the villager came around and said, what are you doing? They said, we're making stone soup. They said, can we have some? He said, sure. So before you know it, the whole news had spread, right? And everyone had come and everyone was waiting around. It got the whole village together. The lady tasted the soup a little bit and she said, it's missing a cauliflower. You have a cauliflower. Can you get it? And soon, whatever little things people had, everyone had put it in. And it was a soup that nourished the villagers as well as the travelers. So when we look at sustainability, everyone says, I don't have time. I can't do this. So what we want is people to contribute little bits that they can, bringing people together, weaving that fabric that nourishes us, environment, and everyone gets taken care of. So it was a story that just felt we felt connected to,
Yeah,
and that's why the
that's beautiful. And I was also reading about your journey, and the phrase got my attention, period love. And I thought to myself, that seems like an oxymoron. What is the love about your period? So, can you tell our young girls more about it and how your journey into this field started?
yes. So like I said, I grew up with what we hear on social media, what we see on TV, which is hate your periods, and periods means pain, and periods is a curse on women, and I'm down. The language that we use, it's just so negative, and we didn't want to have anything to do with the actual fact of period. We just wanted to become sustainable because that's where we came from the garbage angle. But as we started talking to women, the urban women, then the rural women, then urban women who had stayed in rural India and brought some of this. We found so many stories and we realized there is a whole world out there that we don't know about. And so, so let me ask you, Shreya, do you know the four gifts that periods bring to you?
But no.
So that's what we learned from rural women. They said this was like a monthly health checkup. And we saw that was so interesting. But the four gifts the period brings is first, as a young girl, which you really enjoy and now, is it pumps beauty hormones into us. So look at your baby picture. You were cute, you were sweet, but now you're gorgeous, right? Isn't it? The second it brings is it gives us a shape which is so up, so women. The third one, it's not just the body changes. It gives us capacity to think. Till pre-teen years, before puberty, we just listen to what our parents say because they know best. But come period, and period hormones pump, something into our brain that gives us capacity to think for ourselves. You'll see a lot of us start thinking differently from our parents. We know what we want to do. So that's the third gift of the period. And the fourth gift is a mixed one. As a parent, we like it, the kids may not like it, which is that it gives you daily report card on how you're doing in great living or healthy living. So if you eat healthy food, if you drink plenty of water, if you exercise, if you get plenty of sleep, your face glows. But you eat a lot of oily food, and what do you get? You get little pimples on your face, right? So it's a quick daily report card. So isn't it interesting the gifts that period brings to us? In name of modernity, we've just dumped such a period positive customs.
Yeah, it's honestly a time to love, I think. Yes. Also, the
Yeah.
next philosophy that you talk about, bleed green. And in this fast-paced day and age, plastic and disposable pads have become a comfort. And we moved away from cloth pads to plastic disposable pads, and now we're moving back. And so, how easy is the transition from these plastic pads to cloth pads, and what myths were broken about cloth pads being unhygienic?
Yeah. So when I came to it from the waste perspective, right? I was a waste volunteer and I saw these mountains of garbage around me. The dirtiest part of that waste was sanitary pads. When we started looking at alternatives, we found great alternatives in East and West. East is what is traditionally women have used, which is cloth, and West, which is the menstrual cup. Now, menstrual cup, yeah, and this is what a modern cloth pad looks like. So colorful, pretty. So what did we think? So it was said that the cloth causes cancer. We went around looking for research reports which actually prove that. There's a lot of things there's a little WhatsApp whole world out there of lies, right? We know that today. So we went around and actually looking for this. We started looking for girls actually dropping out of school because of not having sanitary pads. We didn't find a single report, a primary research proving it. What we did find is there was a wonderful organization called womenvoices.org, which is a US based organization. So this is, okay, I'm going to send you this so you can show it on your screen. So what did they say the chemicals in the sanitary pads are linked to? The first is itchiness and rashes, which all of us have experienced who've worn pads. The second harm they do is hormonal changes. So a little bit more mood swings. So normally periods you have mood swings, now they can amplify it. The third is reproductive harm. When I speak to Dr. Meenakshi Bharat, who's a leading gynecologist, she said when she started practicing, women used to wear disposable pads maybe just for 8 hours when they were going out. Now girls and women wear it 24 hours. And she's seen the infertility rate go through the roof. As a country, we want to reduce our population, but what a horrible way to do it, right? Right now, you think the whole purpose of having periods is reproduction, and imagine not being able to do it, right? When you're in your late 20s, 30s, when you want to become a mom. So that's I've seen somebody go through it. It's 7 years of IVF and therapies, and it's heartbreaking. But that's the gift our sanitary pad gives us. And we think it's hygienic, it's healthy. And of course, the chemicals in it have been linked to cancer. When you burn plastic, you get dioxins and furans. Dioxins and furans are the leading cause of cancer and Alzheimer's. Not just that, now you see in some of the schools and colleges and public places, they put little incinerators. The temperature in those incinerators go up to 100, 200 degrees. And your sanitary pad today is more than 90% plastic. So when you burn a plastic pad there, it releases dioxins, furans. So you are not just gifting yourself disease and itchiness and rashes, you're giving to the whole population cancer and Alzheimer's. So where is health and hygiene? So we thought the cloth would be terrible, right? I'd just become a waste volunteer when my elder daughter started her periods. So one pad, and then I bought, by the next time, I bought her a cloth pad kit, and she was using cloth pads. And when the school sessions, life skills sessions, they call it, happened in school, so she said, "Mother, you don't know anything." Remember, girls now get to think for themselves independently. So she said, "You don't know anything?" There was a doctor who said, use, disposable sanitary pad. Please buy me. So, of course, I bought her disposable sanitary pads. That's when I discovered the whole world of period love. Because as I talked to her about some of the practices, the traditional practices, why periods are so wonderful. So we talked about a lot of stuff. In 6 months, we also looked at some of the traditional practices like not eating curd, not eating pickle, doing some yoga exercises during that time. As her period pain came down, she also discovered something else. In 6 months of telling mom, I know, right? She moved back to using cloth. So I asked her, why did she move back to cloth? So she told me 3 reasons. First, she said by second period, I could smell my pad. With cloth, there was never ever any smell. So even when she used a cloth in school, she would fold it. So there is buttons. She would fold it and keep it back in her pocket, the skirt pocket. She said it never smelled even till the last period. But here, even the pad that she was wearing, by second period, she said, I couldn't stand the smell. I could smell it. I would feel like everyone around can smell my pad. There was a itchiness, rashes. She said, I felt like I had to scratch there. And she said, I went to the toilet, right? And I disposed the pad. I don't like to see my own blood and that pad there. But the helper in the bathroom, the Akka, she was taking a pad. She was making it flat, girl by girl, and putting it in the incinerators. She said, how can I do it to somebody else? And here with cloth pad, I just had to get a dirty pad and put it in this 5-liter bucket, and my mom would wash it. Yeah. But so that's why those are the 3 reasons she said she moved back to cloth. So she's 18 now, and she still uses cloth pads.
So I think cloth pads are definitely the most safest, most efficient, most hygienic. Can you also talk a little bit about the menstrual cups, how we use it and stuff?
Yes. So that's the menstrual cup. And the way the menstrual cup is worn, you fold it and you insert it inside your vagina. And when you think it's full, you pinch it, you pull it out, you drain it, wash with water, and wear it again. It is about your comfort with your body. If you feel comfortable, and we recommend that you get mothers to use a cup first. So with my elder one, I made all the mistakes. By the time my younger one was ready, and she started her period, so within 6 months of using a cloth pad, she was ready to try a cup. And I helped her choose a cup. So from the age of 11, she's been using a menstrual cup. The cup is fairly simple. So there were, like I talked about, the misinformation out there on internet. It is huge, huge. So if you look at portals which recommend which is the right cup for you, they will show you a small cup and a hard cup for younger users. So what we recommend is for teenage users that you use a really soft cup. In Stone Soup, we have a green cup. which is the softest cup, which is for teenage users. So this is really soft, so it goes in easily and comes out easily. The fold that we recommend you use is something called a punch down fold. You punch it, the mouth becomes really small. It goes in easily and you can pinch it out. So how do you keep a cup? Just wash with water. Your room temperature water is just fine. Between two cycles, you can put it in any container, put lukewarm water or whatever you get from the shower, leave it for 10 minutes, it's fine. You could also use the best sterilizer ever in the world, which is sun. So leave it in sun for 10 minutes and you're good to go.
Yeah, I hope more people start using the menstrual cup, definitely. So about the whole initiative, how is the support that you get from various stakeholders or agencies like the government or organizations or groups, and what more can be done, and how can I help? How can the teenager young community help to spread this?
Okay. So everyone, so this whole movement has started by somebody using it. Like when I first used a cup, I was like so angry. I'm 40 years old and why didn't anybody talk to me about it, right? I knew about tampons in 9th standard. But why didn't I know about a cup? Because there's no money behind it. So you buy a cup for 10 years, you don't need anything. It's great from consumer perspective. It's not great from perspective of companies like mine who are selling it, right? Because the customer will come back and buy something after 10 years. So that's why there were not enough companies selling products like this. And we thought companies like us just can't survive because once we've sold it, our customers are gone and nobody comes back. But what we found is everyone who gets converted converts 10. Now converts 30. So they literally stand on the rooftop and scream their heart out. They go and do these sessions themselves. So we have hundreds of people who go and do sessions in their communities, in schools, in colleges, in offices. So everyone can do it. It is what you experience and you can talk about it. Right? So there's nothing complicated about it, right? So that's the first thing. And that's what is happening to the movement. From the government, for the longest time, everyone is isolated in departments, right? So when we go to Swachh Bharat, they said, yes, we love your idea, but you know what? The disposable pads are being given by Women and Child Welfare or Education Department. You go to them. And waste is our problem. So how to deal with it? That's the only thing we can work on. So, but over a period of time, we found a great Harish Rao in Telangana. We did a large-scale project in Telangana last year, April. We gave to all the women and girls in a single ward and say how many will adopt it if we offer support. And we found 84.10% actually adopted it with our help. But we like to be super achievers, right? So anything less than 85% was not good enough. So we did a pilot again, this time in a rural area, because we said, will rural women accept it? So this was a Gram Panchayat outside of Mysore called Nagwala with an amazing Panchayat development officer, Shobarani. We did it there. We've got 94% conversions. We've just started it in Rajasthan, thanks to Vedanta Kane. We're doing it in Kanamangla. So everywhere, wherever we're doing large-scale programs, we're seeing great, great, great response. So I think it's just a matter of time because it becomes the normal, right? Who wants to use the old rotary phones when you can have a smartphone?
That's amazing. Also, I was reading about the Stone Soup partners, and so what do they do? And again, how can we help?
So everyone who sits through a session like this becomes a partner. Just go and spread the word out there. So these are all eco warriors like us. who were doing awareness sessions, going to schools, colleges, and trying to get their area to clean up, right? They felt like us passionate about it. So we've teamed up with them. They go build awareness and also sell our products and get an income from it. So they're like our partners in crime. They're eco warriors like us.
I will, definitely become a Stone Soup partner now. Also, a last question. What advice would you give to your teenage self now that you look back?
Uh, Two ones, of course, be more green. Don't think things will give you joy, people give you joy. So focus on people and let go of things. And the second is learn to meditate. I discovered meditation when I was in my early 30s. I wish I discovered it in my teenage years.
Definitely. So I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for this insightful conversation. And this has made me, love my periods, make me excited for it. And it reminds me that it's a beautiful time. And I will for sure make the switch to cloth pads. And yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.